Few Americans thought they would live to see this day. An American president meeting with a communist president named Castro in Havana. 55 years after 8 U.S. aircraft bombed the Bay of Pigs in an attempt to overthrow the Castro dictatorship, Air Force One flew the last mission of the Cold War with Russia. Once the world held its breath over Cuba, President Obama arrived in a country still waiting to exhale. Margret Brennan is in Havana.
It was a striking image. President Obama in Havana's Revolution Square with a giant outline of communist icon Che Guevara looking down. A gesture to a troubled past on a day President Obama focused on the future.
This is a new day.
Since arriving yesterday, the president has delighted the Cuban people by touring Old Havana and reviewing Cuban troops. But after their meeting today, Mr. Obama said he had a frank discussion with Raul Castro about Cuba's human rights record.
To the extent that we can have a good conversation about that and to actually make progress, that I think will allow us to see the full flowering of a relationship that is possible. In the absence of that, I think it will continue to be a very powerful irritant.
Castro got a taste of American freedom of the press when he was asked about Cuban political prisoners. Clearly frustrated, he denied there were any. What political prisoners, he said. But just yesterday, the regime arrested more than 24 protesters. Activist Antonio Rodiles was among them.
You allow them to do all these violations, and at the same time you are giving more economic facilities and economic possibilities, then for sure they are getting the signal. They understand that they can do whatever they want.
The Obama administration argues that the best way to improve human rights is to invest in Cuba's future by strengthening economic ties.
You will merely push down with the heel to go backwards.
Horace Clemens and his Cuban-born business partner Saul Barenthal will open the first American-owned factory in Havana since the communist revolution. They'll sell this tractor to Cuban farmers still reliant on livestock to plow their fields. Barenthal fled Cuba as a child.
I have made peace with the past. I have been able to not only understand what happened and even figure out that the best way to heal is exactly to do what we're doing.
American executives are also here as part of the president's delegation. Starwood Hotels just inked a deal to be the first American hotel operator in Havana in nearly 60 years. And Scott Google is in talks to increase internet access on the island.
Margret Brennan, our woman in Havana tonight. Margret, thank you very much.